you for being here to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host, Jerry Wald, and a stroke survivor. Whew. Okay. So anyway, for those of you that are new here watching this show, um, I started doing this show to bring awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury, mental health, and other disabilities. But I also wanted to provide a platform. That's really to provide a platform for all survivors to share their journeys from all across the world. I've met so many survivors, and it's been so inspiring to me. So anyway, I wanted you guys to have a place to share your stories from all across the world, and also bringing on experts in brain health to share their knowledge so we can understand more about the brain. So for this show, I just started wanted to do this because I've been approached by so many people. What's a stroke? You know, when you're out and about and you're going just to the grocery store or wherever, and you had a stroke. Well, you seem like you're not old enough to have a stroke. Well, I started going into it. I've talked to people that are young kids on up to, the elderly, and that's what most people think. It's just for the elderly. But anyway, it's not. So that's why I'm doing this show, so we can bring awareness to what a stroke really is, and then we can get into this. And I'd love to hear what your comments on this. So please ask questions, make comments, and let's go ahead and get the show started. All righty, good morning, everybody, and thank you on IC Ops. I just want to say, great. It was a good live that you did this morning, so I appreciate that because I get stuff out of that. So anyway, good morning, Serena. Let's see. Before I get into it, I just want to say hi to you guys and Kevin, who's here, Michelle, and thank you for putting where you're from. Kevin Harmer, nice to see you. Nice to see everybody. And I know the Central Coast. I love where you're at. And Serena, good morning to everybody. I see that. And Obs, thank you. Or oh man, this has been a kind of a crazy morning. Always nice to see you, Christopher. I thank you for being here. And you look good. Why aren't you working? Oh, I'm lost. Is it you talking about me? Thank you for so much. Bruce, nice to see you. Um, Doing great work. I appreciate it. Crystal from Cincinnati, thank you. And Mike Peters, the one and only Mike Peters from South Wales, United Kingdom. But this show, and thank you guys for being here. You're commenting and all that. So, I go to the store and I've been running into this a lot, and I don't know if you guys do. I'm trying to think, how do I explain what a stroke is? Because a lot of people think it's just it happens in the heart, but really it happens in the brain. There's so many different types. I try to tell them in a nutshell because otherwise I'm sitting there for a long time explaining it what it is. Fast. We know that. Most of you know probably what fast means. Uh, Stroke symptoms and what fast means. And let's see here. But anyway, I just want to say, for me, what happens is, as you guys probably all know, that you start feeling that sudden weakness. For me, I did feel it like really in my face, and then my arm. I just felt just dizzy. And I did feel the one side of the body. I look back and think, wow, that's really it really makes sense. And I always say, stroke is not for the weak, and for me, it wasn't. I always, if I can go back, and I don't know, and I'll get into this. I know I go wishy-washy and go different directions, but let's go to this. There's two main causes of stroke, And hopefully, I'm sure you guys know there's a lot of things what causes it, but the the causes of stroke are a blocked artery, which is called an ischemic stroke, um, or leaking or bursting of a blood vessel, which is what I had, is a hemorrhagic stroke. Um, I'm gonna take a second here and look at the comments. Gary, nice to see you here. Lynn, good to see you. Um, Modem, I know, I love it. Morning motivational minute ish. Um, Gary, nice to see you. Great to be here with you all today. Thank you. Naomi, nice to see you. Tell Jean said hi, and it's always good to see you guys there. Um, so I think I went on to this. Some people have temporary disruption of blood to the brain, which is called a and this I think is the one of the most what do you call it? The most stroke that happens, but it's a transient ischemic attack, which is TIA. It doesn't typically that doesn't cause lasting symptoms. It's really the most common. Robert, nice to see you. Thank you for part Lynn from PA, and I know you're from there. That's one thing. So TIA is really the most common type of stroke. Um, so when you have a stroke, and I'm doing this, I'm sure you guys all know, but I know some people, if you're here and you're not a uh, stroke survivor, or you're a caregiver or something, I mean, no one ever explains this to me. And it's funny, during the last 10 years, well, I've been 13 years post stroke. I will be 14. Oh, man, time flies. So when you first have the stroke, the doctor, I know, and I didn't know this in the beginning because I didn't know anything about a stroke. But so when you have a stroke, and I think hopefully this is all with the same for you guys. The doctor is usually get an X-ray of your brain, called a audiogram. I think I'm trying to remember these audiogram or an angiogram. They inject dye into the blood vessels, which leads to the brain, and then it'll show up in the X-ray and help locate the blocked or narrowed or damaged blood vessels on the brain. So, but anyway, first one I think I told you was the ischemic. Ischemic stroke, the most common type of stroke. Ischemic stroke happens when an well, I'm just artery is in the brain is blocked. There are two types of ischemic stroke, and I think I mentioned one was a TIA, and let's just, and then the TIA, and then we have the hemorrhagic stroke, which I had. 14. I'm gonna, I just go right to the comments here. Yes, balance eyes, face, arm, and time, which is huge, and that's a big thing. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, you had 90% blockage. Yeah. Good morning, Kit. MRI. Yep. I'm looking at all these. Mike Peters. I saw my. And if I was really smart about this, I would have brought up. Yeah, Jocelyn, you're on Thursday. Everybody knows, or not everybody knows, but anyway, we're gonna go through her story and everything. But anyway, it's really important that you are aware of what a stroke is if you haven't had one, because stroke is just something that I keep mentioning. I didn't really know what a stroke was. So with me, I had a hemorrhagic stroke, and what that is a stroke that happens when a blood vessel in the brain bursts or spills blood into or around the brain. And it's funny, my doctor, and I keep thinking back, you had a stroke. Okay, I mean, I don't even know what that really meant. Um, high blood pressure. No one ever told me what happened to me. In aneurysms, it can make blood vessels weak, eventually burst. So maybe that's it. But I was told that I had a sinus disease, and that's what happened. It caused my blood vessel to burst, and um, and for me, I don't know if with stroke, there's a couple different types of hemorrhagic strokes too. Um, Mine, did anybody feel like that? I felt a pop. Did you know? Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at these. Yeah, I have all my pictures. I sent away from the hospitals, plural, and got all my X-rays and my MRIs, all the stuff. And I actually, um, got pretty close to Dr. Karen Sullivan, and I sent it to her email, and she took a look at them, and she knew right away. She goes, you did, well, I did. I think I still do. Had a sinus disease, not an infection. I had a disease, and it caused some blockage in my arteries, and then all of a sudden I felt a pop, and then I don't know if you guys felt that, but I have, Chris. Let's see, Jerry. Do you know what happened when you had your stroke? Okay, thank you for the question, Jerry, and please do ask questions. Um, it, I hate to say this. It's not about me. It's not like understand what a stroke is, but we'll talk about it. So for me, I ended up. I didn't know what happened. I just know walking into my bedroom and stopped. Holy the way I thought this is it. I don't want to be the negative Nanny here, but I felt the pop, and then I stopped because I couldn't walk, and I could talk at that time, and I yelled to my wife, and then she brought the two kids that were living with us, because the other ones were married now at that time, and then they lift me on the bed. And I thought paramedics, man, they're there quickly. Holy moly, they got here really quick. And then they carried me right out. I don't even remember. And the only thing I do remember is them saying, "Who's the president?" I forgot. I mean, so bad. So anyway, so they took me to two hospitals, um, and then long story short, I went to the third one, which was literally a stroke place. It's closed now, but anyway. And then they transferred me over after 9 days in ICU to a stroke rehab facility. It was a stroke, um, um, spinal cord injury hospital, and so that's kind of what happened there. Yeah, 2.5 months. Um, but if I could say, go stick to your therapy. I'm 14 years out, and I'm now going back to therapy. Well, I've been going every about 6 months, a year old, and since the pandemic, I'm doing kind of my own stuff. Um, but now I'm in therapy, occupational therapy. Okay, let me just see some of these comments here. Guy, my mom, blockage. Now, okay, blockage. Gary, yes, 1 in 4 survivors will have a second stroke. Well, thank you. Remember the acronym FAST. Yes. Do you have a brain, Gary? Uh, did they find it? No, that's the thing. But, okay. Do you guys, okay, Mike, I won't look at the comments anymore, but I got kind of confused there. But you guys, do you remember when you had your stroke? Did you were you out, or I mean, I probably interviewed most of you guys, and I appreciate it. And if you guys want to be back on the show, or haven't been on, go to my website, letstalkstroke.com, and there's a place that says share your story. Just do that, and then I will get the an email right away. I'll contact you and we'll just go. And if you guys, I know some of you have been on, why don't you, if you want to be back on and update us? I mean, like you, Mike, you've had some changes and some things that have transpired in your recovery, broken this and that. I know the feeling. Brett, we're going to have, how many of you have um, broken a bone after, like me, a hip or a clavicle? I mean, so many different things that I've been through that are just, and those are setbacks, but I never really let it get to me. The only thing that got to me is I had to go back into my dumb AFO. But it kept me not wobbly. So there's so many things about stroke. Does anybody go do Botox? And do you know what Botox does for you? I mean, some people, it didn't really work for you. For me, it worked. The times I did get it, and it really does work for me. It did. The only thing about for me is, okay, I'm just talking about me, about a week to kick in. And then for me, I got really wobbly on my feet, but it helped with my like my lats, all my hands, and it kind of loosened it up. So then you work it hard. And for me, it worked. I don't know if you guys all have had that, but it'd be interesting to hear what you guys gone through about that. So let's see. So let's see, what else was it on there? There was so much, because it's so important to explain. For me now, I know what to explain. A lot of times I don't even get into it and talk about, what a stroke is, unless they ask. I mean, even when I'm going out I think I mentioned, to the store, the thing that really gets me is people say, you don't look like you had a stroke. How many times have you guys been told that? Well, quite a bit. People have, you don't look like you had a stroke, or you're too young to have a stroke. So, like I said, people think the stroke happens in the heart, but it doesn't. It happens in the brain, which, I'm probably not telling you anything new, but it is pretty interesting what I've learned over the years, people I've talked to. Again, stroke is, and it's part of life now for me. And I swear this is the most amazing thing. My passion has completely changed. So it's pretty. How do I make a positive note about this? Okay, I thought it was what I was doing before my stroke was like my passion, but this is my passion. What I'm doing now to, bring awareness, because so many people out there, didn't know I had a stroke, or what, and on the front, like I'm looking at you guys here that are here. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate like your friendship and what I've learned. Every stroke, is different. So to hear your stories is so inspiring to me. And to me, that makes a big difference. And I appreciate that. But it really makes a difference. But and I'm looking at you probably, I don't know if you hear all that buzzing going on. But do you know, like, for me, one other thing too is I had I had my stroke. I had a major headache. I mean, it was a major headache. That was kind of like the one of the first symptoms when I felt sick too, like I was gonna throw up, and then I ended up stopping. Did anybody also feel like when you the first things were happening, my gosh, did you think this is it? Because when I stopped, I couldn't feel. And I thought, oh my gosh. I thought, okay, did I finish everything I needed to do? And I didn't know. Um, I thought, okay, I don't know what to do now. I have 4 kids, bunch of grandkids. Do I what am I supposed to do? I'm only going to see a few of them because I'm passing out. It's crazy. I'm passing out. I can't walk. They came in and immediately, and the only thing I remember, and I spent 9 days. I don't know how much time did you spend in ICU? I'd love to know how much time did you spend in ICU with um, in ICU. Mine was 9 days. Um, let's see here. I'm looking here. I'm not, yeah, maybe mine was, to that too. The high blood pressure. Let's see here. Robert, same dude, not for me. Yeah. Joy, nice to see you. Good morning from Washington. Um, Michael, Happy New Year. Nice to see you, and thank you for being here. And again, I don't know why I say it to everybody. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And yes, Mike, they did find my brain, and I appreciate that. Yeah, and I keep wondering, was it my blood pressure? Was it diagnosed? I don't know. It's just, um, but doctor told me. Well, didn't really tell me anything. My neurologist, and if he did, I don't ever remember. Let's see here. Bruce, did you get a lot of new medications? I went through the medication stage, and I don't know, Bruce, about you. I be interested to see. I know medication people don't really believe in that. I went through. Okay, I had the Keppra, but they increased it so much, and I'm still on it. And now Vimpapa, they changed. They now have a what's it called? A generic brand now, finally, because that stuff's so expensive. So they call it glucosamine. So yeah, I'm on it, you know. Okay, but I haven't had seizures in the last year. Woohoo! And that's a good thing for me because they're not, I feel like sometimes it's coming on and I get right up, stand up, and it goes away. That's how I get rid of it. So, but yeah, Keppra and Vimpat. Um, and that's it. Oh, I'm on a cholesterol deal, 10 milligram, little ones. It is a yes. Okay, Serena, I see that. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was on. Yeah, I know because you hit the you. If anybody knows, Simply Obs is Obs. She on a bicycle accident in San Francisco. Um, so if you haven't seen the show we did, go back and look at it. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Stroke, please do. I know that. Let's see. Hey, Kit. Mine was a stroke caused by my cardiac growth. Okay, and a thyroid. Yeah, no blockage, no plaque. The doctor said it was a fluke. Interesting, huh? Uh, Hairline fracture. John Loomis, nice to see you. I wanted, but worried about the side effects. Yeah, let's see. Um, I'm with you. I'm with you there. And let's see. Thank you for making comments, guys. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot that you're here and making comments and kind of doing this. I mean, you guys inspire me. So figured out what was going on during my stroke. I got out of bed and my body just stopped working and my speech wasn't making sense. I know that. Isn't that crazy? And my right eye had a lot of pressure around it. Yes, I was not going to say funny, but well, actually, I was going to say that funny because we all have some similar effects. I mean, and I know, Mike, your femur and the tibia broke orthotics tomorrow. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Who? John Lewis, many. Yeah, Robert, bruised too many times. Chris, yes. Mike, I know. I know. Are you back yet? Chris, am I back? I'm just stop and smell the roses. I agree. We love and respect you, Jerry Wald. You are so kind. Tired and couldn't move my left arm. Yeah, I just want to say, John Loomis, if anybody hasn't seen John Loomis's videos that he does on Facebook, him working and picking up things. He's got the glove on, but he's doing it. I mean, I'm really proud of you. Yes, a lot of Kevin. That's right. You know, and I know a lot of you I've interviewed in 10 days in ICU. They tell you the smell blunt toast. Okay, I didn't, but if I burnt toast, it scared me. I had no control over anything. I didn't want to think, know what to think. I know, Robert. I got up and said to my wife, "I'm having a strive for." Yes, I, Robert, exactly. Musong, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here. It's great. Let's see, Jocelyn, I'm losing too much weight and I still have high blood pressure. Um, do you take anything from that? Bruce, 1 week in ICU, then also, yes, I mean, if you guys are not like, reading the comments, you were 3 weeks in ICU. Kevin, it's been a while. And ICU 1 week on the floor. Yes, ICU was 2 weeks for the stroke, 2 to 5 days for each brain surgery afterwards. Robert, find Jocelyn. Love you too. Yeah, I do too. I mean, I love myself. No, but it's pretty kind of crazy what we go through, and it's good to see all you guys here and sharing your story. And if again, Kevin, it's been a while, I believe, since you've been on. So if you want to come back on and share your amazing story. Okay, Lynn, you were ICU 5 days. Yeah. Um, yeah. 9 days. Who knew? And that well, nine days I was in ICU. Yes. 2 months, yeah. Summer Q. Yeah, 9 days ICU and then 2.5 months in inpatient. Okay. And I'll tell you, it is just the craziest thing. You are going, you are biggest to go, and bless. Thank you. You guys, you all are the best. So yeah, so I'm excited too, Jocelyn. So replying is funny. Okay, I have stroke. So replying to Jocelyn, I'm excited for Thursday. I'm excited too. So you guys, and Jocelyn, we'll promote that probably later today or tomorrow at the latest. But I'll get it all promoted. Pretty much the same stuff, but okay. I'll send you a thing here. So your stroke was caused by a non-cancerous brain tumor. My mom also had a brain tumor, but they found hers early, did not suffer a stroke. Okay, Gary. Yeah. You know, and I know we've talked about this and gone over this, and but it is pretty amazing. So the biggest thing with stroke, as you all know, are time. You know, I think I would have been. I can't look back. I mean, I'm not going to look back and say, "Ah, if I would have done this." Well, it's true. If we would have done it, if the ambulance driver would not have stopped at 2 other hospitals and didn't realize that my brain was still bleeding, you know, I mean, so then they went to the stroke deal. But okay, that bad to say is like if I woulda, coulda, but you know, but that's it is what it is, and nothing I can do about it. Um, but we yes, they went to rehab. Did you like inpatient rehab when you were me? I did, and I loved the food. So sad. I loved the food there, where I went. Um, it was just kind of a crazy situation there. And the sad thing is, did you guys feel like this when I was in let's see, October? I had mine October 19th, 2010, and then Thanksgiving was coming, and I get the day pass to go there in my wheelchair, and so my son picked me up from the hospital. It's like a 25-30 minute drive from the hospital to where we lived at that time. Um, I went home and I didn't want to stay. I don't know why I didn't want to stay, and they took me back to the hospital. And I keep thinking maybe it's just because I was being taken care of, everything. I didn't have to, I don't know how to explain that, but coulda, shoulda, woulda, we can't. I know we didn't know that. I know it's kind of crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if you guys are hearing that. But anyway, that's kind of like how I feel about stroke, and it's really scary. So boy, let's see here. So anyway, you guys will. I don't know if you're hearing that. Let's do this here really. My show. But yeah, so that's kind of it. Any other comments or questions or anything that you guys have want to ask me? I mean, guys, when you have a stroke, at least for me, my life became an open book. From start to finish. Couldn't, we can't walk, couldn't talk, and we had to, they everything. I mean, they're bathing you. You know that. You guys know that. I mean, it's pretty kind of a crazy situation. So anyway, making this a short one here, but I do appreciate again use here, you here, commenting, questioning, doing all that. So it makes a difference, and I appreciate it. How long did it take to put this show together? Good point, Bruce. Let's see. I started with another person, and that kind of went. That was a long story, but then I ended up with the help of some of my kids. Since I left the other one, I said, and now what do I do? Anyway, they said, Dad, why don't you do your own? And kind of know what you're doing. Well, I didn't. I was more like, gosh, I gotta do it by myself. And when I had somebody that was a professional YouTuber look at my show, he said, the first thing you do, well, you don't introduce yourself at all. He goes, that's one thing, and find a niche that you are a niche that you are passionate about. And I felt, well, why can't I? I mean, stroke, that's my life. So I started doing reaching out to people, and then so anyway, I've been doing this here about 5 years. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Gary and Bruce, you guys. Well, all of you. So it took me, I think maybe I've been doing this for, oh gosh, time is flying by. Um, maybe about 6 years. Now, you know what? That's one thing. I majored in math, and I got to do this stuff. Anyway, so I've been doing it for about that, and 5, 6, 7 years. But it's great. It's my passion now. I mean, I actually have business cards, believe it or not, and I just some stuff like in the grocery store. I have people, hey, I saw your show, and yada yada yada. So it was kind of cool that people are now seeing it from literally all across the world, and it's fun. Brad, nice to see you. I appreciate it. So it's good. And I was told to, not only interview people, have people from that like know anything about a stroke or a brain injury, have them on, share their knowledge, and do your own shows. Do your own shows. So, okay, here I am. But it's funny with me doing my own shows, I talk a lot. And I was told through speech therapy, slow down, record yourself. Well, these are recorded, but I can't listen to myself. It's kind of funny. But when I went to speech therapy, my speech therapist, the pathologist, whatever, she ended up recording me. And I said, oh my gosh, listen to myself. I, I mean, I can't even understand myself. Understand me. Do you get that? So it's kind of funny what I don't know, what I do. Does that make sense? Okay. I'll tell you, you don't realize it, the aphasia, until you look back, at least for me, look back and listen to what I was saying. Um, it's like, holy smokes, what I'm saying makes no sense. So glad you are doing this, Musang. This for the stroke community. We need it. I I need it. But thank you. And again, I'll say, if you want to be back on the show, and if you feel like, okay, let's I miss things. I should have said this. I should have said that. Um, Go to the website, letstalkstroke.com, and go share your story and put, hey, I forgot to put this in there, or maybe, let's share this. I mean, you do it. I mean, as soon as you can, and then I'll get the email like right away, and then we'll go ahead and you know what I mean. We'll okay. I know stroke survivors out there do what I do. You'll be talking and you forget what you're saying. Okay, that's me. I know. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being here, and it really inspires me. So, and I appreciate you guys, the support that you give out here. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and that's it. And let's see. I think I know I missed some comments and all that. Um, and I appreciate you being here, everybody, and have a great rest of your day. And we will chit chat again and again. Subscribe to my YouTube channel called Let's Talk Stroke. And who knows? Keep it growing, and you guys are the best. And go to the website. If you want to be back on the show, please do. I think it'd be great to have you all back on. It's pretty awesome. So thank you once again, and be kind to one another, and love yourself. And I love you guys.